Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tan. Today we're going to be taking a look at the E50 by WOS. WOS is a relatively new brand in the tattoo space, but is it worth your money? Let's talk about it. Just to give you guys a bit of transparency, this machine was sent to me a while back. I like to spend a little bit of time with my machines just so I can give you a good understanding of at least how many hours these budget machines can clear for sure. I would like to give a huge thanks to the people over at WOS for sending this review unit.
Thank you very much.
So to give you guys a little bit of lore on WOS, they're a fairly new brand making huge splashes in the sea of tattoo brands. WOS was actually founded last year. Yes, by a Mr. Cho. WOS is short for warrior, according to Mr. Cho. Yes, this company is still learning to walk, but according to Mr. Cho, they hit the ground running. Mr. Cho was an artist of 10 years before he decided to start slanging dongs. Mr. Cho actually designed the E50, and he's the person that runs the show over at WOS. His word is law. According to Mr. Cho, he gathered a ton of info from a ton of artists before he designed the E50. Performance, design were the two main motives behind the E50. I didn't get a chance to speak with Mr. Cho directly. I got the next best thing, a sales rep. Her name is April. They are focused on quality over quantity. So instead of giving us 100 different cookie cutter machines, they're actually giving us a handful of very reliable machines. It was refreshing to have a tattoo brand or company send me a machine with a spec list, features, and things that they wanted me to really focus on. You know what I mean? That made my job so much easier. I didn't have to go on some crazy internet journey to figure things out. That is actually super helpful because you're no longer going in blind. You have a better understanding of the machine before you use the machine. It's like studying before the test. I do have an unboxing video of this machine. It's in my YouTube shorts. Go and check that out if you guys want to. Folks, if you want to help the channel, hit a like, subscribe, comment, all that good jazz. If you simply can't do that, enjoy the video anyways. I only heard about this brand a couple of months ago through a buddy of mine. But can you blame me? Company's only 2 years old. And like most of you guys, I only find out about new equipment through word of mouth or social media. I mean, most of us aren't terminally online, you know what I mean?
We're not gonna make it, are we? People, I mean.
We got stuff to do. And my buddy said, hey, you know what? Look into this brand. It came up on his Instagram feed. He's actually big on the coil style rotary machines. You know which ones I'm talking about? And that's how he found out about this brand. Like me, he's always looking for gems and the equipment that mainstream artists are not using. I had 4 other machines I was reviewing at the time, and I had my sights set on a different machine. I was more interested in the XNet vein, if I'm being honest, and that's because XNet has been dropping gems for a while now. XNet Flux, the first but also a fake. XNet Titan, the first original but also the fake first, quickly made to replace the first fake. The first machine to really make XNet stand out as a serious competitor in the tattoo space. The first real different machine from the previous machines with its Japanese-inspired motor.
I have this Japanese-inspired motor. Tried and true, bitch. What you got?
Oh, I've got what it takes to take you out. But my views changed the minute I received the E50. Included in the box, we get 2 O-rings, a handy dandy tool, and 2 extra scrub bolts. The 2 O-rings are for the grip, and that is greatly appreciated. WOS, great job. We all know that those O-rings are usually the first things to wear out. The 2 screws you see there are for the cam itself. We get this business card slash booklet slash instruction manual. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I was not looking forward to reading this thing at all.
Okay, another brand overseas probably has poor translation. I'm in for a shit show.
But I grew up with shows like Reading Rainbow with Biclop and Ghostbusters.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
I ain't afraid of no book. And to my surprise, this book is actually well done. But you see the one line that stands out above everything else? That's right, a warranty. We get 6 magical months of warranty. Great job, WOS. WOS has specified that they use Panasonic batteries, and they're giving 2 of them with this bundle.
Can I get a more power, baby? A more power, baby!
I don't know about you guys, but I actually use Panasonic batteries. I grew up on Panasonic, and I've never had the need or felt the need to swap over to anything else. It's been good. These are 18500 milliampere batteries. Big if true. Again, I personally use Panasonic batteries. It's in my electric shaver, it's in my headlamps, and honestly, this is a welcomed feature if it's true. Flagship, son. They do not have the Panasonic branding on them, but I'm not surprised because I purchased a 4 battery pack from Panasonic directly, and they also came unbranded. I purchased 18650 batteries, again, for my various electronics. One pretty cool claim by WOS is that they give you 14 hours of battery life. Now, I haven't used the machine for 14 hours straight, so I can't give you my confirmation on that. But what I can tell you is that I did a 6-hour tattoo with the machine, and the battery dropped about a quarter, so I would say it's a little more than 14 hours. Although there is a bit of trickery going on here. So I did the tattoo, and the whole tattoo I would look at the battery just because I'm reviewing the machine. I would look at the battery and it just wouldn't drop. And it wasn't until I turned off the machine and turned it back on that I noticed that the battery had in fact drained. So the whole time I was like, oh man, this machine is just going to last forever. And that was not the case. It might be the battery doesn't read in real time. Maybe. Okay, bear with me guys, I'm going through notes here. So this tattoo took about 45 minutes. This person got 6 hours of work done in one session, 3 tattoos total. The machine I ran the machine with the 4.0 stroke, 5 to 6 volts the entire time. It is full color. I tried recording it, but my Canon camera, this Canon camera stops recording after like 20 or 30 minutes once the sensor gets hot, depending on the lighting, if it needs to enable HDR or whatnot. It's the main reason why I do not record my tattoo sessions, because I have nobody to operate my camera. This is how much battery life is left on it. Nice. That's a quarter of the battery. So I would say that claiming 14 hours of battery life might check out.
Nice.
We also get this handy dandy dual battery charger. To charge the batteries from completely dead to full takes about 2 hours. In my testing, you can charge any rechargeable cylinder style battery that fits into these slots. And finally, we have the star of the show, the E50. This robot dong is served in 2 colors, black and silver, and with 2 different grips, diamond cut and regular. I'm a regular person, so I went with regular. The machine is 32 millimeters in girth. That also means we get a 32 millimeter grip. Very nice. This machine stands at a below average height of 5 inches. This robot dong is made of aviation aluminum, a light yet powerful alloy that is warp resistant. Putting the batteries into those robot dong are as easy as dropping in. There's an indicator, I don't know if you can see it, but there's an indicator right there that tells you positive towards the top, which makes sense because the control panel is top mounted. This is quality. Look how many times this thing turns with one spin, almost all the way down.
Nice.
Flagship. The E50 has a brushless motor. It's no secret, I love the brushless motor. This machine is clocked in at 193 grams. Almost feels like a toy. Since the machine is so light, you can really hear it running. I'm not saying it's loud, but it is loud. Ultra low vibrations on this machine. I would say it passes the vibration check. This machine has a strange texture that picks up grease and fingerprints real easily, but the machine is beautiful. Just look at this thing. Now some of you are wondering, 10, there's no buttons on it. And you're right, there are no buttons on this machine. That's because the control panel is mounted on the top, and get this, it's touchscreen. The UI on this machine is incredibly simple. Battery and voltage. I think a timer would have been nice. It's not a necessity, but you know, flagship machines should probably have all the features. I'm just saying, we get the power button, voltage down, voltage up. To turn on and off the machine, we have to press and hold the power button for 3 seconds. There's a loading screen. And there you have it. We can adjust the voltage by 0.1. We can press and hold to adjust faster. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The touch response on this machine is amongst the best I've tried. It will register every single touch without a problem. It's not laggy. It doesn't feel clunky. It just works. And you can wrap the machine and it'll still work. The lowest operating voltage is 4.5. The highest is 12. The recommended operating voltage is 6 through 9.
But why?
Recommended?
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
WOS, I'm going to tell you a secret. If I want to work at 5 volts, then I'm going to work at 5 volts. If I want to work at 12 volts, then I'm going to work at 12 volts. These kinds of suggestions and guidelines kind of lower the morale. Imagine if a car company advertised that their car has a super sick sports mode, but then said, but don't really push the sports mode on there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the new WOS E-50. Performance is designed with the top 2 ideas behind this beauty. Due to inflation, our already ridiculously inflated prices are now even higher. Even though our hyper-expensive cars share parts with the cars your normal person can afford, we don't care. We source these parts in order to cut production costs to pass the savings on to us, and not you. Because fuck you. We can slap our name on it, and like that, it is suddenly worth more. We call this consumerism. The new WOS E-50 can go from 0 to 100 in just 2 seconds, but we do not recommend you do this, as it will damage the WOS E-50 and void the warranty.
The E50 is amongst one of the best machines you can get in terms of you can take it apart and sterilize it. Taking the E50 apart is super simplistic and easy. You could use your flaccid cock to take it apart. And if you're a lady, you could use your boyfriend or husband's flaccid cock. If you don't have that, then just use your hands, like pretty much every normal person. I don't think I have to say this, but I'm going to say it because the internet is full of crazy people. I am not saying use your cock to take this machine apart. This machine still has one more trick up its sleeve. A very significant trick. The E50 offers adjustable stroke on one cam. Flagship, son. Now, it's not your traditional SWAS drive machine where you simply twist and you're at a different stroke. No. And if you ask them why, they'll simply say,
"That's simply not possible."
Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
you have to set the stroke before you start tattooing. We have 3.0, 4.0, and 5.0. This is the right way to do it. WOS claims to have 5 different strokes: 3.0, 3.5, 4.0, 4.5, and 5.0. Although I don't see the 5 indicators on the cam, I only see 3. I mean, I guess it's possible, technically. So technically, they're not lying. One thing that I will call you out on, WOS, is you guys claim this machine is 5-in-1. WOS, please don't make these funky statements. I would say 5-in-1 is a bit exaggerated. I'll give you an example. My Canon printer is advertised as 3-in-1. Printer, fax machine, scanner. 3 completely different functions. If Canon released a printer that could print on 4 different paper sizes and then called it a 4-in-1, I would say you guys are overselling it a little bit. It's not bad, it's just weird. These machines can work on a wire and wirelessly. I would say that's 2 different functions, yet they're not being sold as 2-in-1. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Now, let me tell you why the adjustable cam on the E50 is better than swappable cams on other machines you would find in this price point.
You don't have to go swapping out cams. You do, however, have to loosen a screw to adjust the stroke. But it for sure beats having to take off the cam, put on a new cam, and make sure it's aligned properly so that the plunger isn't scraping against the housing of the machine. So us direct drive artists can celebrate. Finally, adjustable stroke on a direct drive machine. We no longer have to go swapping out cams. It's a small victory, but it's a victory nonetheless. Thank you, WOS. The E50 also gives us a screen timeout feature. So while you're running the machine, if you're not touching the buttons in any kind of way, after 10 minutes, the screen goes completely off. The machine also has an auto off feature. Yes, if the machine isn't running after 10 minutes, the machine will shut down.
To clear up some of the confusion, as you can see, the V icon is blinking. This means the machine is running.
So after a session, you can just set it down, clean the tattoo, prep it, all that good jazz. Take your Instagram pictures or Facebook pictures or YouTube videos or whatnot, whatever you want to do. And once you get back to the machine, it's ready for the maintenance and cleaning process. The machine does get a little bit warm, but I would say that's more because of the materials are super thin. And don't worry about it, because I actually put it through a stress test. This is something I do for all machines when I'm reviewing them. I let them run on a full battery uninterrupted. I basically turned on the machine at 8 a.m. at 9 volts, left it running, came back the next day. I swapped the battery, I turned on the machine was fine. Everything worked. So I wouldn't worry too much about the machine getting warm. I would say that holding a set of keys in your hand will make those keys get hotter than the machine while it's running. And I also gave this machine a second stress test: durability. This machine has taken not 1, but 2 tumbles at about 3 feet high. Story time, kids. First tumble was when I went and picked up the machine from the P.O. box, went straight to my buddies, showed it to him, he pulled it out of the box and dropped it.
Dear Lord, that's the loudest profanity I've ever heard.
My heart stopped. How would I explain this to WOS? The machine they sent, my buddy dropped it and broke it. So naturally, I looked at my buddy and I said, I still have to review this machine, you stupid fuck. Now, I'm not always like that. That came out of a place of anxiety, if I'm being honest. Immediately, I turn on the machine and check it, obviously. Everything ran fine. No weird noises, the dials worked, everything. That's how the machine got that little scrape right there. See that? After I checked it and make sure everything was working, I went to put the machine into the box, and then I dropped it. A second time.
Damn it!
My buddy looked at me and said, "You still have to review that machine, you stupid fuck." If I'm being honest, I would say that's a pretty harsh stress test. And it passed with flying colors. And now, what do I think about this machine? All I can say is, a new warrior is on the battlefield. He is equipped with a very dependable arsenal, conquering line work, color, dominating in shading. This warrior is a fierce competitor. If you're a tattoo machine maker, get on your A game. WOS dropped a complete beast of a machine on the battlefield. And if you're a tattoo artist, the E50 is a warrior you might want on your team.
I like this one.
That's it for the review. If you guys like the video, hit a like. If you guys dislike the video, hit a dislike. Questions and comments, put it in the comments. Because, as you guys know, I started a series called 3:01 a.m. So, questions and comments, put it in the comments because I will be answering them in those videos. Again, YouTube, my name is Tan. Thank you for stopping by. Peace.